Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Theta Sigma, also known as Aosoft Beta, Alternative Chad, and many other names. What I wanted to talk about in this video is a new consensus for the future of the country and more countries. Sometimes we want to focus solely on our own country and kind of give us this free lens where we know there's so much that could support us, but essentially we hinder ourselves to that production, ever producing proletariat production that lets the bourgeois get more and more powerful. Maybe that is the case. But when you focus traditionally too much on the same lens of perception, you make it too linear and too controlled. We don't have to see the same lens all the time. That's why we need to be creative. For example, in computing, we traditionally keep on using the same type of computers. Base 2 binary, decimal, analog. Why don't we try base 3, base 4, base 5, base 6, base 1, base 0? Why don't we work on traditional social hierarchy that doesn't work on an upward or downward lens, or evolutionary based on the works of philosophers and evolutionaries in the past? Instead, more complex. Instead of on the news propagating and talking about Trump all the time, or talking about the same things, we talk about different things. Instead of tagging on science to make more tech, make more promises of venturing to space, actually work on innovating the process of finding new solutions to quantum physics, because we haven't seen a change in decades. We have the same stuff from decades ago. That's why there needs to be a little bit of a reformation of the general consensus of our traditional viewpoints. We gotta kind of deregulate and go back to older periods of time with a new lens of perception, and not deregulate in an official sense, but imagine times beforehand where you could have more freedom, more communication. You can extend off that time and propagate through that. Many famous times are the 90s, 80s, and 70s, but the further back you go, probably the more social things are. In a sense, it's kind of weird how imaginable that is. That's how linearly fixed we are. We're fixed to that set boundaries, or it can be seen in a more inflated lens. Imagine if our monetary system was seen not through linear, but through inflation rise on a small scale. Essentially also school grades as well, so you can compare those and contrast. Wouldn't that be cool? Also, just working together as a community. Talking to 100 people a day, 200 people, or at least talking internally to your own personas when you don't talk to 100 people. If you're an introvert, mentally communicate. If you're an extrovert, physically communicate. If you're both, do both. That's what I figured out for myself. And that's what I think could be essentially great for developing a more fluid, respectable perception and ongoing thesis for dramatic change. It's a work in progress, though. So keep in touch, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.